Hey everybody, we're here with a band that has been #1 on my list to check out for months now because I've heard so many good things about them. Tonight they actually did something totally different and off the wall, slightly, but they had a good time and so did everybody else. Fairly new original band in Lehigh Valley, which I see a lot of potential in moving up the ranks of the music scene, not only here in Lehigh Valley but beyond. Vegafuse. Let's start off with everybody introducing themselves. No, there's no order. Just feel free to speak up whenever you want. This is not formal. This is just chilling out.
Darius Bracket Fight, drums.
Hunter, guitar.
Magdalena, Sheila Regal.
I'm Chris Harding on bass.
Okay, now I'm gonna start off something totally different than I planned, just because I didn't realize that this was your first acoustic show. How do you think it went?
It was more fun than anything.
It was fun.
That's what we're all about, period.
Just about having fun and getting the crowd going.
Cuban energy,
Yeah, high energy.
Okay.
We didn't have a lot of room to thrash around and do what we usually do, but I think we still kept getting it.
Now, how do you feel about like being in a here at Taylor Roasted and a coffee house, being more intimate and one-on-one versus like being on a stage going full rock, full electric? How do was it difficult for you guys to adjust to it, or did you just say, you know what, like you said, screw it, we're just going to be here, have fun, and everybody else will?
I don't know. I think it was. I mean, at first, because we're out of our element as a group. I think all of us have done something like this before separately, but I think it's the first time we've ever done it as a group. So it's kind of like jumping in the pool. It was a little nerve-wracking at first, but when she jumped in, it was like kind of cool.
I've never done it.
Oh no, okay, he hasn't. He's never done it.
And it was cool because we got to explain our songs a little bit more. It was more intimate. It's not like we're in a dark room, you can't see them. I mean, literally, people are
And music's all about the fans and the following so far. So being able to have our fans here and see us what we do and explain our songs was really cool. It was different.
Did everybody here, myself included, I was cracking up at times just because like in between the songs, like sometimes bands will just like be dead silent, but it's like, all right, we're just gonna talk to everybody and have like a conversation versus just being more formal and everything. So
We always try to keep it fun and just say awkward things and
never take it too serious.
Yeah, never take it
Only
too
when you
serious.
have.
We're right above lowbrow.
We're like a medium lowbrow, like somewhere on that point. And we don't, honestly, a lot of people just kind of, like you said, don't take it too seriously. I mean, a lot of people want, like, I'm going to do this sound, I'm going to do this thing. All, the three of us, I played with him for 10 years, I played with him for like 5 years, all separately, and then finally he got out of the military, and we started playing, and then we got lucky to grab Maggie, and really picked us back up because we stumbled.
come on, you guys, after seeing this thing, you guys show off a little bit. You guys, just for free a little bit, you guys earned it. I mean, like I said, before tonight, I've heard Facebook and talking to people, I've heard so many good things about this band. It's just unfortunately Funhouse, great place to go, great place for bands, just not the place to try and do a review or anything, But so how did the band start, and how did you come up with the name Vegafuse? The names are always the stories are always interesting.
It's like we had been trying to find a name for probably a good 5 months at least, and then we literally had our very first show. And we decided 2 days before, we are having a show, we have to have a band name.
We had practice that day actually, and we said we can't even go in there until we have a name.
The Star Vega, we thought the Star Vega and the story of ours was based in music and all that. It was a cool symbol, and then we're quick and energetic like a bomb fuse, and we're Vega and fuse, and we're you know what? That's weird and it works.
We were arguing over those two things, and all of a sudden he goes, just Vegafuse. We're like, cool.
Fast way to end an argument too, right?
It did get a little heated.
It was getting old not finding a band name, so once we found it, we're that's awesome.
Discussion over. Let's go with it, and it seems like everybody likes it too. It was really different. I mean, I was actually, yeah.
Vega bass, the Vega
band.
Vacation.
Nobody here probably remembers it, but there was a car in the 70s called the Vega that actually really looked hot.
They should my dad.
Yeah.
can afford like just to have that sitting around. Believe me.
That's how we're gonna go around once we start just trying to
Those things, yeah, just it might be a little cramped if I remember correctly. Those things didn't have a lot of space in them though.
Yeah,
we are small people.
We're all very small.
Obviously.
So, how did the band like actually come together though? I'm gonna go into a little bit of the history. You know, everybody, you know, different, like all, you know, it's like okay, we play with this person. Well, how did all four come together? You know, the three and then four come together.
He was the fuse between like Chris and I, and the three of us were jamming for a few months, and then
Kind of just kind of do these stuff.
yeah. But I fell off a cliff.
Yeah. Not joke. Yeah, he literally fell off a cliff.
Oh damn!
We were on pause for a minute. And
Broke his everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we came back and we had a bunch of. We never really did covers. We've never been good at covers, really. You know, we never focused on this. And we had a lot of original stuff and stuff just flew from us.
We really try to play. We try not to go in any direction. Like whatever comes out is
Right.
and if we're happy with it, you know, we play it.
Okay.
I think that's why like we were asking about like they're talking about the conversational aspect of the thing. I mean that's how we treat everything. I mean we're literally just here because we all like music and we all said everything else is so messy and everyone else we have everything is so damn important. We can just come in here and do what we want to do. There are no rules. There are no things. We're not trying to be.
You're being real and you're being yourselves essentially.
We're not trying to be anything. There's no genre that we adhere to, or I mean, we may fit in a hard rock thing, but we have a rock song. We have like
We have a bluesy song.
bluesy
We
song.
have
Can't put something on.
And now you have the acoustic side to add to the resume too.
yeah, exactly.
Now, okay. Before I go any further, Magdalena,
Yeah.
which do you prefer, Magdalena or Maggie?
Magdalena's fine, Maggie's nice.
I just want to know how to address you from now on. That's all.
But this is pretty fancy.
I try to be a gentleman with everybody.
Thank you.
So how did you fit in? Fit in?
Well, when did you guys start? 2015?
I think it was that January.
January?
2000.
They had an old lead singer and ended up not working out. And I think it was back in like March. I met these guys through a mutual friend at the bar, and we just talked.
It was December. It was my birthday.
Yeah,
December.
We were trash.
That's right, yeah.
Hold on, you were trash. You guys remember this? That's damn good.
That's what we carry
I think
business
it was
cards. I think I
trash
gave you a
too.
business
He gave me a
card.
business card, and then I think he saw you guys again at
A few months
Rivers.
later.
And then I was like, yeah, here's my card, come and try out. So I met up with Chris, because I haven't sang or done anything musically since high school. I was in choir and orchestra. And,
So you have a background in it though.
background music. Like I started playing violin when I was 8. Done choir, orchestra ever since. When I was in college, I had to work all the time, so I never had time to do anything musically in college. And then I don't know, randomly I meet these guys. I play a few rehearsals and open mics. Yeah, we just kind of clicked, and I kind of like fell back into it. Something I haven't done in years, and it's worked out really well since then.
Okay. Now, being an original band, okay, here in Lehigh Valley, it's like almost everybody wants to cover bands. They draw the crowd. So it's hard for an original band and to get the like rivals or places like that. It's hard for an original band to get bookings in a lot of places. And most of the original bands have to go beyond Lehigh Valley. Okay. So why did you in an area it's basically dominated by the cover bands? Why go with originals versus other than okay, you have to pay the licensing and everything else, why'd you, I mean, I love the cover bands in the Valley, but I also love the original music. It's, it's a great change of pace and everything for people. Why go original versus cover in this area?
We're better at it. To be honest, we're not the world's greatest cover band. We'll end up
You don't have to be in this area, trust me.
we'll end up changing the cover into our own, and then it will turn into our own song anyway. So don't even bother.
And I'll take a lot of the blame from that. I am awful. I hate playing cover songs.
Me too.
I taught myself to play, but just like everybody else, I listened to Metallica's Black Album until my fingers bled, and that was pretty much how I taught myself how to play. But even then, I would only pick out the hard parts that I couldn't play yet, and that's all I would play. I want to play that song. I now use this as something I can do myself. It's nice to have it.
And I think think we have enough energy with our original songs and enough like variety with our original songs that we can bring those people, you know, that would originally go see a band that is on cover songs and can like create a good following. There's our crazy original stuff that we do.
I like that crazy. I like that part.
It's different.
We have a ton of friends that are in that too.
Yeah.
So
It's good network.
yeah, exactly. Like they you know,
Link up with other original bands.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing a lot of venues don't realize though. It's like the original bands, they'll bring the people just like the cover bands will. I mean, I've seen some of like the more popular cover bands in the area. Like they'll play at a venue, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, very few people showed up. So it's like, you know, I mean, I'll say this. I don't care how many people I piss off. One of the things in the music side that's really, in my opinion, screwed up about the Lehigh Valley. I don't expect any band to say that, but I will. You know, it's like, you know, I think every band deserves an equal shot. You know, from, you know, your smallest bar all the way up to Music Fest. You know.
Well, I think the Lehigh Valley is really up and coming with local music. I mean, maybe like 10 years ago it was just like cover bands that were pretty big, but now there's so much more musical opportunities going on, like the Arts West, like the Music Fest, and just all this stuff going on that original bands I think can break
Yeah.
out.
Plus, I took notice you do have some venues. Granted, they're smaller ones, like the Fun House and the Wooden Match. That basically all they do is book original. You know, and for like the more blues, you have places like Grumpy's that, you know, and you know, now Ian opened this up, so it's like the music, the original music is getting out there more. It's just okay, time to bring the media into it now. You know.
It's a good area too, because I mean, if you want to spread more to other areas, you meet a band in New York, bring them here.
Yeah.
Go play with them, bring them here, kind of like network with bands in Philly. So I mean, hour and a half in New York, like it's a good location. Lehigh Valley.
Even Philadelphia.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
You know. Now you just actually led me into another question, which I didn't think of before. In today's social media world, okay, I actually asked this of every band. In today's world, it's not like when I was growing up where you had to start off in a garage, work your way up to the dive bars. Do you think that we are in the age of the indies, whether in any form of art or media, the corporate world has lost their grip on it? I'm sorry, it's a fact. Do you think that this is actually helpful to bands and artists in general, or do you think that it makes it harder because it's a lot harder. You have to work a lot harder at the marketing side to like get noticed beyond your local area versus the way it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, social media is definitely flooded with bands. Like anyone can make a band profile. So that's a downside. Like you really have to work to stick out above like local bands or not doing that much.
But on the flip side, I mean, it's a double-edged sword, I think. I mean, because it's more difficult to get, you know, the record that everyone's always after, but at the same time, there is more of an opening that you can make a name for yourself now outside your area. I mean, you're in contact with other, I mean, it's free. You can handle your own publicity. You don't have to depend on anybody else to do it for you anymore. You know what I mean? It is a flip side. It's nice when you can, you know, get somebody to do it for you, and then you don't have to worry about it. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Now you don't have to worry about people, you know, tearing down posters and stuff like that. It's all out there. It's all there.
That's how we networked with Ian because I was friends with him on Facebook and saw that he was doing this.
So when I smashed
acoustic,
John's new
coffee house, and
iPhone
I was like,
6.
oh, here's some music, like we'll play it on a club show. And that's the reason like we're able to network with people like him. And there's so many different avenues that you can take, you know, just to spread your music and spread your information.
Yeah, I mean,
I
Reverb.
think it's a great thing.
Rev-
I love it.
Reverb, or I heard this before you started. Reverb or reverb, however it's pronounced.
Facebook,
Yeah.
Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. I mean, it's a pain in the ass, but you
It
know,
can be
it's totally
tedious to
worth
keep
it.
on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that personal experience. The promotion is a serious time burn and a half.
See pictures of their favorite band like out drinking and having fun, or like at practice. And, you know,
We are pretty good at that.
yeah. Like, we like to have fun. We want our crowd and our fans to have fun. So
Yeah. Oh, believe me, I can tell everybody was tonight. 'Cause it's like when even if I'm going to check out a band for the first time and not just not reviewing them, it's like I realized one thing Sunday night when I went to see Cunningham and Associates up at Music Fest Cafe. I've lost the ability to actually enjoy live music now. 'Cause it's like, all right, my camera was charging, I couldn't, and here I am, instead of enjoying the band, I'm just like constantly watching the crowd and everything. So it's like, I was watching, and I actually took a couple photos and a video clip of how, from the outside, like, okay, if you're walking by, how the band sounds and everything. It's like, so yeah, I could tell everyone here was having a good time and just like enjoying, especially in between songs with the crowd interaction.
Thank you.
Yeah, people were laughing, and you can always tell where it's like more of a stage clap and cheers versus people actually enjoying it. Where it's like, okay, end of the song, clap, cheer, next song starts, repeat cycle. It was more than that here. Do you get that kind of that same reaction at every show when you're full? Or is it kind of like, at times, I mean, it's like that at times with every band, but how do you notice how the crowd reacts to the band?
I think they really feed off, like, especially like when we're playing a fun show, we really get into it, we play off each other. I think it does over the crowd. People feed off energy. I do. Whenever I watch a band, I like to see them joking around, smiling like,
Yeah.
I might have hit a wrong note, but no one cares because we're having fun.
As long as you don't point it out.
Or you just like smile and laugh. You're like, yeah, I fucked up. Oops. So.
Yeah. It was supposed to be like that this time. We wanted to change things up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The purpose of playing original, you really did this. It's our song.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me I played a wrong note when
Everybody's
I
having
wrote
a great
it?
time. And also people are drinking, so that also adds to it.
Yeah.
Like for our 4th of July show, like we put up decorations and all dressed in weird like costumes.
I'm pissed that I missed that one.
Just to be out there.
You gotta keep it fun.
Yeah.
It's the most important.
Yeah.
It's entertainment, it's music, and music is number one thing, but it's also a show. It's entertainment.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
I want to be entertained by that.
I'm glad you said that because it's like some of the bands in the area, they have a huge following, and I'm like, I'm not mentioning names 'cause, I don't want them to get pissed off at me, but it's like I go to see a band sometimes, I'm like, all they do is stand on stage, they play the songs, and it's like, okay, people want the interaction. If you have like a wireless mic or guitar, I see bands do this. They'll walk out into the crowd and play to them. That's what people want, not just, okay, well, their background music, they're on their phones, they're drinking more, or whatever. So people want to feel like they're a part of it now versus just, especially on the local level.
We have a song called The Karate Chop, like people in the crowd are like,
Yeah, I was actually outside for that one.
I love that song.
We definitely got into a karate chop.
Yeah.
They were just there and someone
I mean, and we're only here because people come see us. So I mean, if we can involve them in any way, shape, or form, like be a part of us.
Because if you want to just hear the music, that's why we have the reverbation. That's why we have a CDs that we give out for free. I mean, if you want to sit in your car and listen to it, you want to sit at home, then you can come and sit there and just listen to it. But if you're at the show, I mean, obviously, yeah, you go back to the bar, I do it all the time, but if you want to be up in the front, you want to.
That's also one of the reasons why the gods gave the human race the knowledge to invent something called a club disc jockey. It's because I've actually seen it, and where even like with the crowd getting into it to a point, but with me, I'm like, okay, doesn't matter if it's I'm watching the band, and I'm like, okay, I can't tell the difference between if there's a band on stage, a DJ, or a jukebox at points, So it's really important though that the crowd really gets into it, and that they were and that they're enjoying themselves versus just listening to the band. Cool. So I'm gonna wrap this up with two final questions. The first one, I don't care if it's band, artist, whoever. Advice to other bands out there. And this is like, I'm actually, bands like, oh, you're really putting us on the spot here. They feel like that, but it's like, it's important whether you're a new band or whether you've been, you're somebody like Chris Daughtry who's, worked their way up, because it's always like with anybody, anytime they get advice, if they take it, it gives them another reason to keep trying and keep believing when they want to give up. So advice to any bands or artists are out there.
I can only think, I'm going to speak just for myself. I don't feel like I'm in a place to give advice to another band as a band person.
Well, go from experience then.
As a fan, just, even if you don't think people are going to like it, just do it. Most of the bands I listen to, not a lot of other people know who they are, what they do, but all high school, it kept me sane. A lot of that music, I listened to a lot of bands like during the early 2000s, I was really into like this whole Swedish thing and the whole Boston racing and all that kind of stuff. I grew up as a metalhead, and I saw that shit like that was popular where I grew. I mean, what I used to do. That's what
Yeah. Okay.
Don't be afraid to be different. I mean, that's basically the same thing you just said.
Being honest with yourself.
Be honest. Like, play what comes natural. Don't like force a riff because this note goes with that note. No, it's weird.
Don't try to be like the commercial duplicate that you always hear on the radio, essentially.
I think weird is good. Weird is definitely good. Be different. Stand out.
Don't believe you're cool.
Know that you're not.
I've only been doing this for a couple months. It's very new to me, but I truly believe in the power of versatility. And the more that you encompass in your sound, the more people you're going to attract, and the more successful you're going to be. You know, if you're just like straight screamo metal, you're just straight like punk, you know, you're kind of limiting yourself. But if you have a song that sounds poppy or something that sounds like jazz or something, you're gonna attract more people. And it's also tells what you can do as a musician and your ability, which is why like, I signed us up for this gig to see. It's like, all right, let's play an acoustic show. Let's jump in.
I will fully admit, I got damn lucky that Ian invited me to this and that I was here because, you know, everybody else, you know, I've seen it in some of the other indies have covered the band, you know, the full electric and the full rock. And it's like, all right, so to me, you know, it was almost like, it was really cool for me to see the first time the band doing acoustic, you know, versus.
Acoustic cherry.
So, okay, let's get into the final part of this. Have some fun, go nuts, promote the living hell out of yourselves. Have fun, go nuts. Remember, the PG-13 rating is very flexible, okay?
Oh, I didn't know it was a rating.
Well, we're playing August 31st at Long Swamp Tavern.
I called it your Sante's the one day.
We're playing Land Valley Pitbull Awareness Benefit. That's at the Velodrome. I heard that's, yeah, it's going to be a crowd there. So that's going to be a lot of fun for us, I think. You know, just hopefully feeding off that energy and like.
So I'm definitely.
As far as I'm concerned, that's like opening up for like Ozzy. Like,
Plus,
close enough, you know.
Stick with it, give it time.
Tons of new stuff coming out. Tons of new songs.
We have a lot of songs.
Probably every show we drop a new song.
Yeah, we're gonna drop a lot of new songs.
We'll be getting in the studio soon. Need to get our first album out there. It's time.
Yeah, might break out the violin.
Come on, you guys can. I just saw you acoustic. You can go crazier than this. This is a little mellow. Come on, go a little nuts here.
Follow us
Yeah, come out drinking with
Come
us.
listen to my dreams of wanting to be in a rock band.
Oh, you can also play us on Touch Tunes. We're in the Breakout Band Contest. So Touch Tunes is that jukebox at the bar. You go put $1 in and you can play us from any Touch Tune.
Yeah, I saw that in a couple bars recently.
Super search it. But we're on there, and if we win, we get a record deal for our song "Along with You," and also $3,000 to go to our band fund.
Sweet.
So,
And it's VEGAFUSE.
And we are not vegans.
not vegan views.
I'm keeping my mouth shut on that one. Just no comment.
Vegafuse, heard it all.
All right.
And it's not Vega F something else. It's Vegafuse.
That's right.
So, thanks a lot for the time, especially after 2 sets and doing the show. I had a great time. Final question I just thought of. What do you think of the interview and the style? Cool. Hey, I'm not afraid to put bad feedback in it about the way I do things. I'm not afraid to take the critique.
Our first interview, so we feel very comfortable in our.
Cool.
If you'd ever like to interview us again, we should probably do it when we're all trashed.
Yeah, that
Then you'll see more. Yeah, then you'll.
You should listen to my band.
we always will listen to records. Yeah.
A venue other than Funhouse? Yeah, I'll do it.
All right.
I don't like the band. I don't play as long as it's not. We don't break any federal, state, or local laws or international copyright, and we can't get sued. I don't place limits on the magazine anymore. So,
Sounds good.
thank you very much for your time. I had a blast. Great show.